Hello YouTube, it's Grace again, and today I actually thought I'd do the first of a perhaps series of book reviews. So this series of book reviews will probably be about books that I have read on Wattpad. Books which I don't believe are published in actual book format, but some of them may be, I'm not sure. But yeah, if you like this idea of books on Wattpad, please let me know down below and I'll be sure to actually make this an official thing. But I thought I'd give it a test go by talking about this book, Drakkon. So Drakkon is a book written by CrestFallenStar. Yeah, I have the webpage here just so I can remember certain details. And it is a 45 chapter story, but I got through it within 2 days. It was really good for me. And it basically follows this main character called Dayu or Dayu, however you wish to pronounce it. And she is summoned from her rural village to the Emperor's palace to be a potential concubine. Now I know you're probably thinking, oh, the selection. It's actually not the selection. It's not anything like the selection from that little hint. But yeah, it follows her going to the palace where she meets the Emperor, who decides that instead of making her his concubine, she'll instead become his wife. And it's about her overcoming, I guess, her fear of him, learning to accept him for his faults, because he embraces his faults. He knows that he's a character who has an evil heart. He knows that he has rage and hatred lingering in him, and he tries to get her to accept that, because that is who he is. That's what makes him who he is, as he is in that setting. And if you can hear that noise in the background, that's my cat digging through the bin. Yeah, I don't know why. It's just being nosy. He loves bags, but yeah. So yeah, that is what this book is about. I gave this book a 4.5 stars, though on Goodreads it will say a 5 stars, because obviously they don't do half stars, which I still think they should do. I feel like we should just petition Goodreads to allow us to give books half stars, but God, yeah. Oh, and in the description below I'll be linking the book trailer for this. So it's not like a real bookish story sort of trailer. It's more like a song with a series of clips and images in it, which I think upon reflection really represent the book very well. And yeah, so into the review, which will be non-spoiler, because yeah, I don't think many of you may have read this book, but if you have, let me know what you thought down below. So I felt the characters were quite interesting actually, because there's hints of magic in this story, but magic doesn't dominate the world. It doesn't dominate the story itself. It's more about the interactions between the characters than the actual elements of the world affecting the characters, if that made any sense whatsoever. I hope it did. For example, the Emperor, whose name is Mylin? Okay, I am so sorry. Who is a character who embraces the fact that he has evil, hatred and rage inside his heart. He accepts it, that is a definite part of him, but he doesn't let it control him as a character. He still feels other things. He loves Dave. He cares for her. He's protective. But then you can see how his history affected him in such a way that although he was once the victim, he now stands up for himself and others, so they don't become victims. And when you see him with other characters, such as the characters who are part of the Peccata. Now the Peccata are 6 children originally who he saved from slavery, and then he raised them, and they're introduced in this. And yeah, sorry, that's my cat again. Yeah, so he raises those children but you can see that they all have like a scarred past, and I guess he feels kind of somewhat guilty that he couldn't protect them in a way. Whereas Dayu, like, she's constantly described as innocent and like naive throughout the book, and I think that it really works in their relationship, the fact that she has this naivety, because as a character, like, she hasn't been tainted by the world, she hasn't seen the worst of the world as the other characters have, and by contrast you see her as sort of like a pure character, like an idealistic character, a character who they try to preserve as she is, although she doesn't actually like that. And some people may describe Dayu as being a very weak sort of character, a character who can't really stand up for herself, who doesn't have a backbone in this book. But I think the book isn't really about making her a strong character, it's more about her journey into accepting Merlin for who he is, for accepting the evils that he has. Although she's a naive character, she discovers this sort of evil, but she's not letting it sort of control her. Like, she's a strong character in that way, but I can see why some people would probably see her as quite a weak character, although I would highly disagree on that. And yeah, some of my favourite characters are definitely part of the Piccata. So for example, there's Ramos, who is a demon child, who is so childlike, like so sweet and innocent in a way, yet he's clearly been tainted throughout his life by intolerance and unacceptance. But then you just see this childlike aspect to him, and it makes you kind of pity him in a way, but then you also like can't help but like him as a character. I'm not sure if I'm making sense on this, but like, yeah, like he has this silent sort of strength which is built through his bonds to the other characters and those who are part of the Piccata. Yeah. So the plot of this, I really enjoyed the plot. Like, it really had a clear sort of message which was trying to be like explored throughout the plot. Yeah, this is my cat who's just climbing around. Yeah. It's explored a lot. What are you doing? It's explored through the plot a lot, which is great. And I really like how the author had a very clear sort of vision about how they want this story to be portrayed, what sort of messages they're trying to get through this sort of story, how characters shouldn't have to change for other characters, that instead it's perhaps the characters who are expecting change should learn to accept what is already there. I swear my cat is like climbing all around like a crazy person. Doesn't usually do this. Yeah. The pace of this I felt was really good. Like, it really had a good pace, kept going. Like, I was just, like, a lot of the time I was so disappointed because I usually read this at night, so I was so disappointed that I was starting to get tired and it was like, oh, I won't be able to concentrate on this, so I would just go to sleep. Like, but then it'd be like the next morning, oh my god, I need to read a few chapters before I have stuff to do. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. I enjoyed the pacing, I enjoyed the writing style, I enjoyed how the characters were based sort of like off Asian characters. So it's based off the Hua Empire, which I believe is Chinese Empire, but don't take my word for that. And I just really liked how that sort of like history was explored throughout this book. I mean, it's a fantasy book, but it doesn't really have like hugely fantastical elements to it. Like, it's not dictated by the fact that it is a fantasy, if that made any sense whatsoever. I really hope it made sense, but yeah. My cat is still being crazy. He's off sniffing, okay. Oh wait, no, he's settled down, Good on him. Anyway. Yeah. So if you have any questions about this, let me know down below. If you have any sort of opinions about what I've said or anything, yeah, again, let me know down below. I'll be linking the Wattpad page as well as the trailer, which I wouldn't really say is a trailer, but we'll just call it trailer. I'll link it in the description below. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know if you didn't, and please let me know if you did, because I really want to cater to what you would want to watch. Like, would you be interested in knowing what I read on Wattpad? Because I do read Wattpad stories. I don't read it as much as consistently as I do normal stories. But sometimes when I haven't got the time, or I haven't got, like, I can't be bothered to carry a physical book with me, or even an e-book, and I've just got my phone, perhaps I've got my phone and my keys, I would like to read like a Wattpad story. But again, I'm doing this for you guys, so let me know if you like this or if you don't like this. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video, I guess. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in another video. So goodbye!